Ready, aim, fire.
Welcome to Live with Sensei. I'm your host, Jay Haynes, for the Film Sensei YouTube channel. In this season 2 finale, I am here to briefly talk about season 3. Won't go very long today. While people are still trickling in as they get the notifications of the live stream, let me just say that if you would like for me to give you a shout out, go ahead and put your name in the or put a comment there in the chat room. I'll be happy to give you that shout out. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who has watched season 2 Live with Sensei. I really appreciate everybody coming every Saturday. We've done, this is our 18th episode, so about 4.5 months, boom, 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 every Saturday. It's been a long haul. It's been really fun. It's been awesome. I'd like to thank all the guests that we had. We had some amazing people on the show. We started off, I think we had Chris Kelly and Adrian Jensen from Production Crate. We had Uwe's Adam with Red Alert. We had Jamie Luck from Film Empire. Hopefully you guys caught his most recent tutorial that he did for the FX Home channel. Javert Valbar and Josh Davies with FX Home, speaking of, came on the show. Tony with Dafter Things was here. Mike Miller, of course, with Triumph Visual was on multiple times. I had writer Matt Warner. Justin Barrett with Clever Tagline was here. Frank, Spider Hank with All My CGI, who is in the audience right now. He was on, and I had Zach Allen with ZAP, Zach Allen Productions, was on. That was a great time. Terry Davis with 4K Productions also joined us. And of course, I had musician Nathan Larson, among a bunch of other people too. Sort of a who's who among hit filmers and more. So let's see who's here today. I know Frank is here. Spider Hank, thank you for being here. Ivan's here. Great to have you, sir. Mermaid Clover, Courtney, I'm delighted that you're here. And Bill with Coast to Coast Drones. I was on his live stream on Wednesday night. Go check his channel out and watch the live stream. I talked a lot about hit film on that show. It was a great time. Let me see. Terry with 4K Productions is here. Cooking Easter dinner. All right. Sounds good. What time do you want me to come over? Let's see. Farah is here. Farah Films in the house. Great to have you, sir. CC Coder. Glad you are here also. And Design Desk. Yeah, trying to thank you from Ireland. You know what I discovered was that when I have my goatee and my beard and all that kind of stuff, I touch my face a lot more, especially in public. So I kind of do the old, stroking thing, whatnot. So I decided, if I keep doing that, I'm gonna have to shave it. So I'm shaving it until it's okay to touch your face again in public. So that's my plan. Greg with Gray Motion is in the house. Also great to have you, sir. Robustwell, keep up the good work. Thank you. Let's see. Grumpy Old Hunter is here. Great to have you too, sir. Appreciate everybody being here. It's just great. So let me tell you a little bit about my plan. For season 3, my first plan is to take a couple of weeks off between season 2, between now and season 3. I don't know how many weeks I'll take, probably just a couple. I have, warmer weather means more honeydews on the list, right? Things that have to be done. I got to get our yard in shape and things like that. My wife is, saying, hey, I have a lot of weeds out there and that kind of jazz. So, we're going to have to start working a little bit on that. So, I need a few Saturdays to be able to do that, right? And then we'll jump right into season 3. The first thing I'm going to tell you about season 3 is I probably will not be able through the summer to do every Saturday like I have been doing. It's a lot easier to do that when the weather's colder, and you don't have as many lawns to mow and things like that, and outdoor activities. We are hoping as a family that we will get to do a little traveling and stuff this summer. We're hoping, as they say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. But we're hoping that this world situation will resolve itself and we'll be able to do some of the things that we plan to do. I was planning on going to Africa and doing some community outreach medical work but we're not going to be doing that. But we are we are planning on doing some other things. So hopefully, we'll actually be able to do that. So probably not every Saturday. That'll be the big thing. The other big thing that I'm going to change, I think, for season 3 is that I'm not going to continue streaming to my YouTube channel. And I have a few reasons for that. The main reason is that YouTube isn't really meant to be streamed to. It was originally designed as sort of a pre-recorded, upload your videos kind of a thing. And I know that they have tried to cater a little bit to that, but it was never really meant to be streamed to. So I'm going to stream to Twitch TV instead. Twitch TV is made for live streaming. And after watching some Twitch live streams on both YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, I figured out, Twitch is a lot better. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot faster. It moves. The comments flow in better. So that's going to be the big thing. What I will do is I will stream to Twitch, and then I will download or bring down the video file, and then I will upload it to my YouTube channel so that we can go back and reference it as necessary, right? So that'll be the big thing. I was talking with the guys over at FX Home, and they had the same problem I had, and that is that I asked them, why did they decide to do their live streams to Twitch, and they're also doing it to their Facebook page. And they said, basically the reason is because, it wrecks the YouTube channel. And I said, man, that's the same thing that happens to me too. Take a look at this graphic here. These are my last 5 live streams. You can see that I made a whopping 80 cents or 90 cents off of those. Not that I'm here to make any money, of course, but 90 cents over 5 videos isn't great. But the problem is that I lose people every live stream. Every live stream I'll lose, up to 3 or 4. I've lost 5 or 6 people on some live streams, and I just don't understand it. Why is that the case? And it drags my channel down, and it drags the videos. I talked to the guys over at FX Home, and they said, yeah, we do a live stream, and then the next several videos are really low watch numbers, and we lose a ton of people who jump out. So it's, it just isn't good for the channel to be doing live streams directly to. So instead, it's better to upload your videos and then let people watch them at their leisure, kind of a thing. So that's my plan. I'm going to switch over to Twitch TV. I do have a Twitch TV right now channel. I'll post that in the comments here. And also, I'll tell you that you don't have to have a subscription to watch it on Twitch TV. And in fact, as an experiment, I am live streaming right now to Twitch TV also, just to see how it comes out and looks on the other end of it. So definitely check that out. And if you do have a Twitch account, then great. You can go ahead and follow that Film Sensei channel, and you can click the little bell for notifications. So let me see here. And Brightube is here, says, oh, I hope you're well. I am well. Thank you for asking. My family is doing well. My wife is, this is another reason that I'm going to take a couple of weeks off. My wife is a nurse, and she's actually a nurse educator, and she is extremely good at what she does. And she teaches other nurses. She's a college professor. But because of the situation, our local hospitals are desperate to get more nurses into the fold to help out. So my wife has volunteered to jump in and be on the front lines of this epidemic or this pandemic. So because of that, she will be now working as a college professor and as a nurse on the front lines, treating patients who are suffering from this horrible COVID-19 pandemic. So as a result, I'm going to have to take more responsibilities around the house on top of what I already do. So there you go. Terry says, hey, I become a Twitcher yesterday for the FX home stream. Yes. And like I said, you don't have to be you don't have to have a membership at Twitch. You can just show up and watch the live stream. It's super easy. But if you want, you're more than welcome to. Good to see AV33RY. Glad you're here. Coast to coast, thank you for suggesting that people give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. There is my Twitch TV Film Sensei, and look, it's also posted over on Twitch TV Film Sensei. Isn't that great? So thank you. BrideTube, great to have you, sir. I'm glad you're here. Oh, you have a Prime subscription. That's fantastic. Awesome. Great. Yes. Thank you very much, BrideTube. She will. We have a plan of action. She has certain scrubs that she's going to work in, shoes that she's going to work in. When she gets home, we're going to spray down the shoes. We're going to clean them. We're going to leave them outside. And then we're going to put all of her scrubs right in the wash. She's going to immediately take a shower every time when she gets home, first thing, so that she's as safe as she can possibly be, and we're as safe as we can possibly be at the same time. So yeah, the Twitch is ahead of the YouTube play. That's one of the things I noticed when I was experimenting and I was watching the FX Home live stream, which I hope you guys caught yesterday. They had Ryan Conley and Josh Conley on. Oh, it was so great. Yep. And interesting, your stream on Twitch is running ahead. It does. It's, like I said, it's quicker and more responsive than the YouTube live streaming. So really, hey, David, great to have you, sir. And thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Courtney. Also, my wife is actually very excited to be going back into. My wife was a trauma certified ICU nurse before she became a college professor. So she's exceedingly good at what she does. She is very level-headed, and she is wonderfully knowledgeable about all things ICU and trauma. And so she is actually currently also, believe it or not, at the same time, getting ready to defend her PhD thesis. So we are really busy. She is really busy, and I am acting as support. I do everything to support her so that she can do these things for the medical community. So she's there. Hey, Farah. Farah is now on Twitch, watching on my Twitch. I'm glad to see it's working over there. And you can tell because it has a little Twitch icon as opposed to the little YouTube icon. So that Vazio has there. Good to have you, Vazio. Did you notice something a little different? Yeah. Yeah, that's Omega Man type stuff for sure. Plans for season 3? That is a very good question. Can you, I do have some ideas, lots of things, but I also would like to ask you guys for your feedback. And it doesn't have to be today and in this live stream, but, send me an email, get in touch with me on my Twitter feed, my Facebook page, on YouTube here or on Twitch, wherever. And, let me know, who would you like to have on the show? What kind of topics would you be interested for season 3? Would you like to be on the show? Oh, I'd love to have you on the show. Okay, so please definitely let me know. I just think it would be wonderful to get a lot of the people that I had on the show back, and I think it would be wonderful also to get a bunch of new people on the show and just talk about whatever. My channel's all about filmmaking, not just hit film, but all kinds of filmmaking things, which is why I've had writers on the show, musicians, and so on and so forth. So gosh, anybody who you think would be a great guest, I would love to have them. And any of you who would like to be on, I'd love to have you. And also any topics that you would suggest, I would love to consider them. So really appreciate it. And let me see, Ivan says, what is FX Home Twitch? And it is, that's a good question. I'm not sure what is FX Home Twitch. Let me look. I'll find it right now. It is FX Home. Yeah, FX Home Twitch is what it's called. It's twitch.tv/FX Home. You'll be able to find it pretty easily. Yeah, there you go. NDP Productions Workshop. Thank you for pointing that out. And there you go. So really appreciate it. Avery. Oh, wait. Avery, it's great to have you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm delighted. Yeah. Hey, we could get Steven Spielberg on the show, or George Lucas, or Quentin Tarantino, that would be awesome. That'd be fantastic. Oh, that's great. Don't invite the old guys anymore. Yeah, that'd be you and me, Mike, right? We're proud to be old. We have no problem with that. Farah, I know you want to be on the show, and we're going to get you on the show. I know we talked about it before, and we had a little conflict, but I'd love to have you be on the show. And by the way, Farah just did a podcast on his channel, so go check that out. It was a great podcast with Chris George, Solo Samurai. Man, it was so good. Lets me out for the future. Whew. Oh, Terry, you're not that old. Nah. Triforce FX, great to have you. And Triforce was also on my show. Oh, so the Young Filmmaker show. It was great. So do more of those. I would love to do more of those, actually. Talking about making films, especially now, given our world circumstance. I know that Ryan Conley at Film Riot he's sort of doing almost like a weekly home film challenge. I also really am fond of all of the submissions that happen to the VFX prompt, which this weekend is Expansion, and I'm not going to be submitting anything this week, but I would encourage everybody else to. You have another day's worth of time to do that. Any tips for people aspiring to be a tutorial filmmaker or tutorial maker for filmmaking? As one, I would. My biggest tip that I always give everybody is don't do it the way that I do it. How do I do it? What I do is I decide how I want to do the tutorial. I practice, whatever I'm going to do a few times, and then I hit record and I just go, right? And I sort of fake it. And I would not recommend doing that, right? What I would recommend doing it is the way that Javert always does it, which is you decide what you're going to do. You make an outline of what you want to cover. Then you write a script out of that outline. You read from that script. Then you record yourself while listening to your own script, doing the things that you're supposed to do, and then you cut it together. It comes together so much better. It prevents rambling. And rambling is like the worst thing that can happen in a tutorial. You don't want rambling, right? If you do have a bad habit of rambling, then it's never a good idea to try and fake it. Now, I'm a guy that's taught literally over 100,000 karate classes in my time. So I have a lot of experience faking it off the top of my head. So that's why I do it the way that I do it. And it really works for me. I'm very comfortable with that. But I would not suggest it for anybody else. However, I don't know if you caught yesterday's live stream with FX Home. They actually talked about that. And, one of them does it one way and another one does it the other way. And it's interesting because they both do very well at what they do. So there's not necessarily one way or another that's better. But my suggestion is write out a script and then follow that script exactly, because it will prevent that rambling. So I am Hot 80. Hi. It's great to have you. I don't know that we've ever met. It's great to have you. So Farah, you're very welcome, and we will definitely have you on. Thanks, Courtney. Appreciate it. So like I said, if you have any feedback for me as far as things that we can do, guests that we can have, if you'd like to be on the show, I would just be delighted to have you. And I'd be delighted to consider any and all topics for season 3. Again, it'll only be a couple of weeks out. I'll probably get out there, and there you go. All streamers say they are hot when they see me. Woo, man, it's getting kind of warm in here. That's great. I love it. David, I would love a Foundry in-depth tutorial. I can't get it right. Actually, I am working right now on a tutorial to normalize Foundry, and that's a great that's a great topic that needs to be talked about. It also needs to be talked about in terms of how to get everything lined up correctly. And I understand that that's a big thing. So I'm working on that also. Frank, Spider Hank here in the chat room, also did a great talk about, how, and it was on one of my live streams, but he's talked about it several times. What if you have like undulations or curves? It's not a natural, it's not a flat surface area. It's one thing to do a foundry track in a room where all the walls are flat, all the floors flat, and all that kind of stuff. But when you're outside and you have hills and you have, all these different, there's no straight lines in nature. So because of that, it makes it a lot harder to get an exact floor plane and exactly in the way that you want to do that. And Frank did a great job of explaining that. So I have to refer you back to our the live stream that we did on that. So you are elite, of course, absolutely. Commands. Oh yeah. I will. I am working on a couple of more tutorials for the Foundry. I hope that you guys liked my highly requested tutorial from yesterday too. The Mixamo, stringing together Mixamo animations for Mixamo models, so that you don't just have one animation but several in a row. And Terry says, you are not alone. After 5 years can't get the tracking right. I actually love the Foundry Tracker, and I do think that it works really well. I was playing around with the Mixamo stringing together things, and I was using some of my Foundry tracking stuff on it. I ended up not using it for the tutorial because it was kind of extraneous, but it does work very, very well using the Foundry Tracker along with your Mixamo animations and your Mixamo models and things like that. Oh, so great. Foundry Tracker is absolutely on point. I totally agree. So listen, I appreciate it, everybody. I've got to get out of here because I've got some things to do. So I will leave it at that. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching the show over the past 4.5 months. Every Saturday, you guys are awesome. I want to thank all my guests again. They were absolutely amazing, and I really had a great time. I'm looking forward to season 3, and we will be, again, I'll take any suggestions as far as topics, guests, etc., and so on, and we will make it happen not too long from now. So with that said, thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. And we will see you in season 3.